A rather potent cold surge, some convection towards the south and east of Guam, and another low coming in out of southeastern areas of China. That's what's happening in general across the tropical western Pacific today. I'll talk more about this impacts from this storm out towards Okinawa in just a second, but look at the cold surge. My goodness, all this open cell cumulus, our shear line extends all the way down to Guam. In fact, you're seeing a little bit of those northeasterly breezes and all the way across the southern half of the Philippines. South of that, you still have a tropical convection out here, but it really is just telling how far that line extends. We can even see here a little closer look at the Philippines. You kind of have that line right in there. North of that is your northeasterly, still keeping things cool and a bit breezy, but the winds are going to back off as we go ahead throughout the upcoming weekend. While south of that, still on and off showers for parts of southern areas of Mindanao. Taking a look at the broader map, you can kind of see what I'm talking about with those easterlies continue to dominate, and you really kind of have a little bit of convection right in there, bringing some showers for parts of northeastern Mindanao. That includes places like Siargao. And then look back towards the north, and I'll get to more on this in a second. Let's mention there's a storm moving across Korea back towards northern Japan that is going to kick up some windy conditions for Okinawa as well. Look at the rainfall forecast though. You still have that streaming right in there, and that does add up. Some areas about 10 to 30 millimeters over the next 3 to 4 days for Siargao, and maybe even towards Cebu you could see a few on and off showers. North of that though, generally the rain is going to be limited with mostly dry conditions. I know unfortunately that means drought impacts are still in the forecast. I know there's been some pretty decent fires in northern Luzon as well, especially in some of the mountains out there. So yeah, you need a little rain, but unfortunately, and I'll show you this real quick, an ENSO El Nino advisory is still in place, but it is expected to switch over to a La Nina by the end of this year, which means more rainfall for these southeastern areas of Asia and tropical western Pacific as well. So something just to keep in mind. I know it's been dry, but eventually the rain will come. But for now, I mean, just look at the forecast here on our Friday. Iligan, San Fernando, Pangasinan. I mean, some of these areas out here where we've had these wildfires, and there's just not a lot outside of higher elevations into the mountains here of total rain here in the forecast. So yeah, you know, it's a pretty rough time out there, I guess. You need a little precip. I get it. Big thanks for everybody on Patreon who supports this channel. I'm going to talk more about Okinawa in just a second, but I want to give a quick shout out. If you find these updates useful, please do check out our Patreon. And, you know, we're just going to quickly talk about Okinawa with the storm that's going to be passing towards our north, going to move across Korea and over towards Japan. We'll bring some breezy southerly winds. In fact, might even warm things up a bit as we go ahead through the weekend and the early part of next week. And it's not really until the latter part of next week, we're talking about over towards next Friday, that we're actually going to see some our next cold surge kind of coming across this area. So there's our storm moving off towards the north as we go ahead through our day here on Friday over towards Saturday. You start to see a little bit of that northeasterly breeze, but just in general, I think the weekend's going to be looking all right. Partly cloudy skies, a little bit of a breeze, temperatures, you know, here we go. Saturday over towards Sunday into the lower to mid 70s. So can't complain about that. We are going to get those clouds returning by Monday over towards Tuesday, and in the long range forecast, things are going to change up just a bit. We can even scoot this ahead with that storm pushing off towards north and east. High pressure moves in over the weekend, bringing some pretty decent weather, but then look back towards the west. There's that new low that's going to develop, and as that pushes over, that'll bring in another southerly wind by Tuesday over towards Wednesday as well. But like I said, next Friday, I think that's going to be the next chance of one of these good old cold surges really kind of swinging on by. But yeah, that's all I got for today, guys. Like I said, if you want to check out our Patreon, please do. And as always, thanks for watching, and of course, stay safe out there.